morning, Sarah Lair here. Welcome to our 10 o'clock chair yoga class. For those of you that I don't know, just a quick reminder, I teach at Dunnigan YMCA. I teach chair yoga, warm yoga, kids yoga, preschool yoga at the Y. And I'm happy to have you here. We have lots of great options for chair yoga. I know we have 4 different days and times at our Dunnigan branch. I will have to look up the times at our downtown branch, but we have lots of class times available to you all. Hopefully, if you haven't tried them yet, hopefully you're sampling them out at home with me, and maybe once we can get back to the gym, maybe you come and give them a try. So all you're going to need today is a chair. I've just got my folding chair here. You can use kitchen chair, any chair you've got. I've got a mat down underneath mine just so it doesn't slide around and scratch my floor. Shoes this morning are optional. Some people like to do class in their shoes. Some people like to take them off. So that's really up to you this morning. Let's see. Chair yoga, for those of you that may not have done chair yoga yet with me before or with any other instructor, chair yoga is just like regular yoga. We just have modifications. So our modification, we can use the chair seated, we can use the chair standing for balance or support. Most of the time we don't go, in the classes at the Y, I don't believe many of the teachers take you all the way down to the ground. Typically it's a standing class or seated. And when we come into those standing poses, if that option doesn't work for you, you can always stay seated and find a different modification. You can work with your instructor to find the appropriate modification during that time. So let's go ahead and get started today. Like I said, chair, if you've got some water, it's always good to have some water nearby. So, good morning everyone, thanks for joining. Let's go ahead and get started. Let's sit back into your seat, so finding a comfortable position. Relaxing back into your chair. The eyes can close here. You can just let the hands relax wherever they're comfortable. Maybe they relax to your side, to your lap. Maybe you bring them to your heart. Let's just take a moment here just to be still. Have some awareness about how our body's feeling, what's going on around us. And then from here, I'll ask that you bring your focus back to yourself, focusing on your breath now. In yoga, we want to try to lengthen our breath. So, taking a long, slow, steady inhale, longer than you normally would. If you can, inhaling through the nose. And then as you exhale, long, slow, steady exhale, again if you can, exhaling through the nose. So continuing here at that pace, deep inhale through the nose. And out. So you may notice your pace of breath may match up with mine. Or maybe your pace needs to be a little shorter, a second or two shorter or a second or two longer. Whatever works for you is great here. Deep breath in. Take one more round of breath here. Good. Now let's continue that breath. And let's let the eyes blink open. We're gonna scoot up about halfway in our seat. So we're all the way at the back. Let's scoot up about halfway here. So from here, we're gonna warm up the neck a little bit. Let's let your right ear fall off towards your right shoulder. Mine's a little tight this morning already, so you can stay right here, or you can let that hand come on top of the head, resting at the ear here. So we're not pulling the head down to the side, we're just letting the hand rest here, taking a little extra weight, bringing the ear gently closer toward that right shoulder. Now left hand will reach out to the side with the palm facing me. Focus again on your breath here. Notice that sensation you'll feel down the left side of your neck, maybe a little bit into the shoulder here. Left hand can stay still, or you can add those circles in. And on your next inhale, deep breath in, bring that head back. Hand back to the side of the head to help lift it back up. Let's switch sides now. Left ear will fall toward the left shoulder. Left hand can come up to add a little bit more weight here if you would like to deepen that stretch. And then the right hand comes down to the side with the palm facing forward. Again, staying nice and tall through the spine as the head relaxes off to the left shoulder. Right arm can reach out, or you can add those circles. One more round of breath here. And deep breath in, help the head back through center. Good job. Staying nice and tall now, we're gonna bring our fingertips toward our shoulders. We're gonna warm up the shoulders a little bit here. So let's start just one at a time, taking that right shoulder up and back. So start small, think about drawing maybe the shape of a basketball with your elbow. Inhale as the elbow comes up, exhale, sweep it down and around. Feeling things warming up, loosening up through the muscles, the joints in the shoulder here. One more time to each side. Good. Now, if you'd like, you can stay here one arm at a time, one elbow at a time, or you can take both up and back. Let's do 3 or 4 here. Good. Pause here. Let's see if we can take that rotation opposite direction. So back and then forward. One elbow at a time here to start. One more to each side, and then maybe we'll try and take both. So you can continue one at a time, or you can take both here. One more round of breath. Very nice. All right, let's let the arms come to the side. Shake out the arms. Sit up nice and tall. Now let's scoot up toward the edge of the seat, the very front of the seat. We'll bring the hands to the side. Take a deep breath in. Reach the arms out and up. Exhale them down to the heart. Let's try it again. Inhale, reach out and up. Exhale down to the heart. This time, if you'd like, you can reach the arms all the way up overhead. As you turn the gaze up, then exhale, hands to the heart. Stay nice and tall here. Let's move into our twist. So, nice tall spine. We'll turn our gaze toward the right. Hands can stay to the heart. If you want to deepen, hands can always drop down to the chair. Let's take 3 breaths on this side. 2 more here. And deep inhale back through center. Bring the arms up overhead. Gaze can turn up if you'd like to. Exhale the hands down to the heart. Next inhale, stay nice and tall. We'll take our twist off toward the left, keeping the hands to the heart, or you can drop them down to your lap or the chair. Wonderful. Next inhale, let's come back through center, reach the arms up, and exhale, hands to the heart. Let's take the hands down to the lap now. We'll move into our seated cat-cow. So, hands are at the lap. We'll take a deep breath and think about leading forward with the chest. Gaze can turn up slightly here, letting the belly drop to get that roundness through the spine. As you exhale, let the spine come in the opposite direction, pulling the chest back, shoulders forward, the chin will come toward the chest. Inhale, chest comes forward, maybe the gaze turns up slightly. Exhale, round it back. 2 more. Inhale, let the chest come forward, gaze turn up. Exhale, take it back. 1 more here. Nice, tall, seated spine. Let's take a deep breath in. Reach the arms up overhead. This time we're going to pause here at the top. Let the right hand come down to the chair. Left arm will reach up and over for a seated side stretch. So you should be feeling this all down the left side of the body through those intercostal muscles. One more round of breath here. Inhale back through center. Let the left hand find the chair. Right arm reaches up and over. Deep breath in, back through center. All right, so today we're going to try something a little new. We're going to try a seated half sun salutation. That's a mouthful, but it's really easy. All you just need to do is follow along with me. Before we get started, let me just show you our variations for our forward fold. So in our sun salutation, we're going to come through a couple different poses. Each pose has a breath, and then we'll return back to our seated position. So our forward fold, we will have a forward fold in this series of poses. Your forward fold can be as simple as hands to the knees and tipping your head forward. Maybe you can come a little deeper, bringing the backs of your arms to your thighs and just turning the gaze forward. Some of you may be able to reach the hands down toward the shins to help support you. You may even be able to bring the hands down toward the earth. So wherever you're at, find your forward fold in this variation. Let's start here. Arms to the side, deep breath in, reach them up. Now, as we exhale, fold forward. Think about trying to come forward as we fold from the hips. So folding forward, again, variation here. Here, maybe a little lower or all the way to the ground. Wherever you're at, we're then going to come into what's called a half lift. So in our half lift, the most important thing is keeping that back flat. We're going to pull the shoulders back and bring the head above heart level. Good. Exhale back to your fold. Take a deep breath in as you rise up tall. And exhale, hands to the heart. Let's try that again. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Deep breath in, rise up tall. exhale, the hands to the heart. 2 more. Remember, follow along at your pace. And only exhale as deep as you'd like to go for that forward fold. Inhale, half lift, flat back, head above heart level. Exhale, fold. Deep breath in, reach up tall. Last one. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Deep breath in here, rise up tall. And exhale, hands to the heart. Very nice. So grab a drink of water if you need it before we come to standing. You should feel a little bit warmer after that sun salutation. So today's practice is going to be a little different. We're going to face our hips forward, I think, for the most of the practice. So a little differently, a lot of the same poses, but we're just going to be turned a little differently today. So let's start with facing forward, and we're going to start by stepping the feet a little wider. So a little wider than hips distance apart. And as we come into our squat, you may want to bring the legs even a little bit deeper. So let's start there. Let's think about where we need to bring the legs. I've got my feet a little wider than hips width apart. Remember the chair so you can see. Toes are slightly angled out. So I'm going to take a little squat just so I know where I need to be. Knees are tracking in line with the ankles and the toes. So the knees aren't going to be going past the ankles. If you find that when you come into your squat, your knees are going past, you want to widen that squat a little bit more, or widen your stance a little bit more. So as you come into the squat, your knees are above the ankles and don't go past. So start there. And then let's go ahead and stay nice and tall here. So our first pose we're going to do, our first breath is our sunflower breath. We're going to start with the arms. Deep breath in, reach the arms up. As you exhale, pull the elbows into the side. Good. Inhale, take them up. Exhale, elbows to side. Let's add the legs here. Inhale, reach up. Legs are nice and long. Exhale, squat as the elbows come into the side. Good. Inhale, reach. Exhale, squat. 2 more. Good. From here, can you stay here in this squat? Hands can stay to the side. Hands can always come to the chair. Maybe the heart. Hold for 1 more breath. Good. Deep breath in. Reach up tall. And exhale. Let the hands drop down to the heart. All right. So from here, we're going to come into our warrior 2. So I'm going to move the chair just so you can see. So we're simply going to take our right toe to face the right side. Left foot's going to line up parallel with that mat. You're going to add a little bend in that right knee. Now see how my knee does not go past my ankle. If you notice your knee is going past your ankle, you need to walk that other foot back a little bit or come up off your lunge. So, warrior 2, hips are facing forward. Right toe is facing in the right direction. Left toe is facing forward. You can keep that left hand to the mat as you release the right arm and gaze off over the right hands. Or maybe, if you're fine with your balance, left hand reaches back. Let's take a few breaths here and then we'll add some movement. On your next inhale, stay long. Exhale, hands to the heart. I'm straightening that front leg as my hands come to the heart. Inhale, open, back to warrior 2. Exhale, hands to the heart as the legs straighten. 2 more. Inhale, open. Exhale, press the hands back together. 1 more. Inhale, open. Exhale, hands to the heart. Now this time, let's find warrior 2 and move into a side angle. So side angle, right hand can be at the chair for support as the left arm reaches up and over. Maybe that right hand drops down to your thigh, or maybe you let the back of the arm rest to the thigh as you reach up and over. So finding whatever variation works for you. We'll take a few breaths here. Good. Inhale back to warrior two. Let's add that movement. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, open. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, open. One more round. Good. Pausing here, let's move into reverse warrior. So now the left hand can come to the chair as the right palm flips and reaches up and back. Now, if you don't need the hand to the chair to support yourself, you can let that hand come to the hip or just rest down the back of the thigh. 2 more breaths here. And deep inhale back to warrior two. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, open. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, open. Last one. Exhale, hands to the heart. This time, we're going to take the hands to the chair. Pivot our hips forward, so coming back to that wide leg stance. We've got wide legs, toes are turned outward. We're gonna do something very similar. I'm gonna leave the chair out to the side. To that sunflower breath, we're gonna do something called a moonflower breath. So this time, arms come up overhead. Deep breath in. As we exhale, we'll let the wrist come down and cross. Inhale, take it up. So that is our arm movements. Exhale down. Inhale, cross. You can always alternate wrist here if you'd like. Let's add the legs in. Exhale down. Inhale up. Keep going. You need support with that chair. One hand can hold on. And you can alternate. Let's do one more on each side here. Pause here. See if the hands can come to the heart or maybe the chair. Hold for a few breaths. Good job. Deep breath in, reach up tall. Exhale, hands to the heart. Let's set up for warrior two to the opposite side. So left toe is going to be facing the left. Right foot is parallel with the left side of your mat, or you can think of that left toe as facing forward. We're going to add that gentle bend. So a little bend in the left knee here. Hips are facing the front of your mat. Warrior two. Right hand can come to the chair as the left arm reaches out. We'll turn our gaze over toward those left fingers. Maybe the back arm releases here. Let's pause here, holding for a few breaths. Now, let's see if we can add some movement. So inhale, open. Exhale, hands to the heart as we straighten that leg. Inhale, open. Exhale, hands to the heart. If you're needing that chair for balance, you can always release with that front hand and bring the back hand to the chair. One more. Inhale, open. Exhale to center. Let's find warrior two now. Side angle. We'll take the left hand to the chair. Right arm comes up and over. Remember, that left hand can move from the chair to the thigh, or maybe you take the back of the arm down, reaching up and over. Next, inhale, back to warrior two. Add some movement. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, open. Two more. Pausing here. here at warrior two, we'll now come to reverse warrior. So the back hand or the left hand comes to the chair. Sorry, right hand comes to the chair, left palm will flip, reaching up and back. Remember, if you don't need that hand at the chair, it can always come to the hip or rest down that back thigh. We've got strong warrior two legs. So my left knee is bent, back leg is long. Next, inhale back to warrior two. Let's add that movement. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, open. Two more. Last one. Okay, exhale, hands to the heart. Let's turn and face forward. So, we've got our toes lined up with, our knees are lined up with our toes. From here, we're going to come into a wide leg forward fold. So I'm going to turn sideways just to give you a better idea. But what you're going to do is somewhat like that downward dog, but you're going to let your elbows bend a little bit. Hands will come to the chair. We've got that wide leg stance. You may need to walk the feet back a little bit. Try and keep your back nice and flat as we slowly start to tip. So this may be your wide leg forward fold right here. Some of you may be able to go a little deeper. Maybe the back comes parallel to the ground, the head relaxed, or the gaze looks down toward the earth. Some of you may be able to walk the hands down the chair a little bit. I know a couple of you in class like to bring the hands all the way down to the ground. So finding what works for you this morning. Let's take a few breaths. Feel free to add some movement here. So a gentle bend in the knees. Maybe you take one knee to one side as the other leg stays straight. Getting a little movement or stretch through the hips here. Or maybe you just want to hang out nice and long. Let's take one more breath. And then as you come up, very important, deep breath in as you rise up slowly. Feel free to bend the knees a little more. Good job. Heel toe the feet back together. And then we're going to move into a little bit of balance. So today we're going to do our falling star or balancing star pose. And this one we're going to be balancing off to the side, so a little different. Let's start by, if you're using the chair, remember you can always use the chair or you can use the wall if you've got a wall nearby. I'm going to use my chair today. We're going to start by grounding down the feet in mountain pose. So pressing the balls of the feet to the earth. Think about putting all your weight on that left foot. Left hand will come to the chair. You're going to bring your right arm up. And you're going to let your left leg come to the side. So almost like some of you back in the day, like if you're getting ready to do a cartwheel. That's kind of what we're going for here. We've got that right arm up, right leg out to the side, and we're going to let the body tip over to the side. So you can stay right here. You might even be more just right here, lifting that foot and holding onto the side of the chair. That's good balance too. Any practice with balance helps. If you can practice a little bit every day, that's great. So maybe you can tip a little further. Maybe you can let that hand release to the side. Remember, anytime we're balancing, finding a non-moving point to stare at can help. One more breath here. And slowly release. Shake everything out. Let's come off to the other side. So maybe repositioning that chair. We'll start by grounding down the right foot. Right hand comes to the chair. Let's lift left arm up. Left toe can tap to the side here. Or maybe it starts to lift as we start to tip over to our side. Finding where your challenge is. Maybe it's here. Let's hold for a few breaths. slowly start to release. Shake it out. And then we're going to make our way back to our seat now. Moving into our final stretch. That 30 minutes goes so fast. So from here, let's just give our spine a little bit of relaxation here. So let's take a forward fold. We're just going to let the hands relax. Again, the head will fall forward. Maybe your forward fold is here. Maybe you can come a little deeper, or maybe the hands come down to the ground. Let's take a few breaths in your fold. Wherever you're at, let your head hang toward the earth. Maybe give your head a gentle shake, yes. And no. Shaking to the right and the left. And then just let that head hang heavy again. Take a few breaths here. Then slowly use your hands to help yourself rise up. One vertebrae at a time. Let the shoulders roll up and back. Good. All right, so we're going to move on to some leg stretches. So we're going to come into a seated crescent lunge. So seated crescent lunge, we're going to let that right knee face the right side of the mat. Left knee can face me, or it can point to the ground. So either variations, whatever feels best on your hips here. So on this side, I'll stay right here. Now, if you do have the knee to the ground, you also have the option to press back through that heel to get a deeper stretch here as well. So finding what works best for you. Like I said, I'll do this side right here with this variation. So taking that seated lunge, see if you can reach left arm up. Maybe left arm feels better to the heart. Finding what works for you. On our next inhale, you can stay right here, or we'll add a twist. So to add a twist, that left hand can come to your right knee, right hand's at the back of the chair, and then you're just going to turn toward the back of your seat. So if you have your knee down, it might look more like this, or this. Take a deep inhale, slowly start to release back your center. Let's pause here with the legs wide. Hands will come on top of the knees, or right above the knees, fingertips pointing inward. Take a moment, just let the right shoulder press down towards center. So hands are pressing the legs away, right shoulder is pressing down. Inhale up, exhale other side down. Take a round of breath here. Good, deep breath in back through center. Now let's turn and pivot to the opposite side for our crescent. So we've got the left knee facing the left side. Right knee can face me, or it can point down. I'm going to come into this variation this time. Back hand's holding onto the back of the chair. Again, knee can stay bent, or you can press back into the heel to get a deeper stretch. Right hand can be at the heart as you gaze straight ahead, or maybe you take the arm up overhead. Next, inhale, everyone's hand comes down to the heart, and we'll take a seated twist. So turning toward your left or turning toward the back of your chair. I'm going to bring my hand down to my knee as I take this twist. back to center. We'll pause here for wide leg stance, hands coming onto the knees, fingers pointed in. Inhale, right shoulder down. Deep exhale. Back through center and switch. Good. From here, let's heel toe the feet back together. And let's make our way into a comfortable seated position. So you can always relax back into your seat with the hands to your heart, maybe to your lap with the palms facing up. You can bring one leg up or both legs up here, finding what variation works for you, whatever you're going to be comfortable in. So wherever you're at, let the eyes close. And just relax the breath. Let the breath soften here. It's always important to take the last few moments of class just to let the body relax and take in all the work that we've done. Our reading today is from Isaiah 30:15. In quietness and in trusting confidence, I find strength. In quietness and in trusting confidence, I find strength. Let's slowly start to bring awareness back into our bodies. Maybe it's a deep breath in and a sigh out. Maybe you find awareness for the rest of the body, taking your time. Eventually letting the eyes blink open. And eventually bringing the hands back to the heart. I'd like to thank you all so much for joining me today. And most importantly, I want to thank you all for taking the time for yourselves this morning. It is with great respect. Namaste. Thank you again, and I look forward to seeing you all next week. Please feel free to let me know if you have any questions or comments below in the comments section. And thanks again for practicing with me. Have a great day.